Welcome to another episode of Sucker for Slipcovers. Yes, it's back to bi-weekly because I couldn't do it. I tried doing the monthly thing. I couldn't do it. I need my fix. I need my Sucker for Slipcovers fix. So it's going back to bi-weekly. Let's get into it. It's a bit of a smaller haul, but there's a bunch of exciting stuff, some newer stuff, and a couple things I actually really happy I found. A couple things that, some new stuff, and a couple of new releases as well. So let's just jump into it. The first thing I got, we'll start off with the big one that I'm sure a lot of you care about. Of course, The Invisible Man came out a couple weeks ago. This movie is friggin' awesome. I absolutely love this movie. I haven't gotten a chance to rewatch it on the Blu-ray yet, but absolutely love this movie in theaters. Thought it was brilliant. Leigh Whannell, the director, he's so freaking great, man. Everything he's directed is really good. If you guys haven't watched Upgrade, it was the other movie he directed, and it's fucking fantastic. Oh my god, that movie is so good. But he's killing it right now. He is definitely a director to look forward to his new stuff because this movie was friggin' fantastic. Elizabeth Moss's performance was Oscar worthy in my opinion. It's so freaking good. If this movie was so close to being, like, this will definitely be in the conversation for my favorite movie of 2020. I don't think it quite tops Birds of Prey, but still, this is a really great movie and I highly recommend it. This Blu-ray is the Blu-ray DVD digital. I was actually going to get the 4K one just because I'm kind of interested in getting the 4K ones from now on because they come with the 4K disc. And I'm planning on upgrading my TV to a 4K TV when this one craps out on me in the eventual future. So I'm planning on buying 4Ks for the most part from now on, 4K Blu-ray combo packs, but I was not able to find the 4K for this one, so I went ahead and just got the Blu-ray, but it's still really nice. I do like that they went with this cover. I figured that they would go with the other cover of just the blackness with Elizabeth Moss in the corner and the handprint on there, which is a nice cover, but I'm glad that they went with this one. I think this one's just a little bit cooler. Also, apparently there's this weird, like I actually found some people that actually didn't like this movie, and I don't really understand where they're coming from because for the most part, I thought it was pretty well received by people. I didn't see very many negative reviews, but if you go on Amazon and you look at the reviews, there's a whole bunch of like negative reviews and I don't really know what's going on there because this is a really great movie. I think people just need to get over changes and whatnot because it's not anything like the original Invisible Man, but it's still a really great movie. It's a new take, and in my opinion, it was very, very good. So that is the first thing I got this month, this week, this haul. The Invisible Man Blu-ray, very, very nice. The next thing I found is very, very cool. I found Seven on Blu-ray, and this is a movie that I had never seen before until a couple weeks ago when I picked this Blu-ray up. I picked it up because I came across this cool one with the slipcover. You guys know, sucker for slipcovers. And the slipcover I thought was really cool, and I've always wanted to see this movie because everybody says it's really, really great. So I picked it up and came home and watched it. However, before I tell you what I thought of it, I do need to tell you that I had the twist spoiled for me a long time ago, like at least 1 or 2 years ago. I had the twist spoiled for me, so I knew what was in the box. But it's still a really great movie. I still really enjoyed it, even knowing the twist at the end is still a very well-made movie. Not unlike Saw, but still, yeah, really good. If I hadn't had the twist spoiled for me, I definitely probably would have enjoyed it more because, you know, that kind of goes without saying, but still a great movie. I would recommend checking this out if you haven't already. Very cool. The atmosphere is very gloomy and it's very cool, and the killer was very well acted by Kevin Spacey. So yeah, really good movie. I'd highly recommend Seven if you haven't seen it already. It's a good one. It's directed by David Fincher, who directed Alien 3. So that is interesting, ain't it? Because everybody hates Alien 3. I like Alien 3, but everybody hates Alien 3. But this movie's really good, and I've heard nothing but good things about it. So Seven, the next thing I picked up. And the last of my horror pickups, while I found Seven with this cool slipcover there, I also found The Shining with the cool slipcover here, and I went ahead and picked it up because the slipcover's cool, and I didn't have The Shining on Blu-ray. I have it on DVD, not Blu-ray, but obviously, you know, brilliant movie. I think it's a little bit overrated personally, but it's still a brilliant movie. It's really well made, and it's a great story. I've never read the novel, but I don't know, in my opinion, it's just a little bit overrated, but still a great movie. I definitely think it's a brilliant movie. I just don't love it quite on the same level that majority of people seem to love it. I actually prefer Dr. Sleep personally. But still a great movie. I mean, obviously it's The Shining, and this is a cool slipcover. I like it. Here's Johnny at the bottom, axe in the wall right there, The Shining, and if you take it out, you have the original cover artwork right there. So yeah, a very nice release. I haven't opened this because I haven't watched it yet, but Yeah, a nice release. I just picked this up because it was next to the 7, and I figured why not? I don't have The Shining on Blu-ray. They also had the DVD one for One Flew the Cuckoo's Nest, and I was searching for the Blu-ray, but I couldn't find it, so I didn't end up getting it. But that is a movie I absolutely love, and I would really like to find that Blu-ray because One Flew the Cuckoo's Nest is an absolutely phenomenal movie, and if you haven't seen it, you should check that out. But yeah, those are the horror releases I got. Of course, The Invisible Man 7 and The Shining, all three great movies. Obviously, definitely recommend all three of them. Alrighty, now for our non-horror stuff, we'll go ahead and... So all three of these are pretty out of the ordinary for me, but the first one I got here is the John Wick collection, which I found at Target. And it's time for another DK unpopular opinion. I really only like the first John Wick movie. I really like the first one. I think it's really great. But I didn't care much for the sequels personally. I didn't really like them very much. The second one, there's a lot of awkward scenes where there's these huge, really long fight scenes, but there's like no music in the background whatsoever. And the third one, the choreography is a little bit, is just a little bit lacking in my opinion, and I don't know, and I also didn't like that in John Wick 3 they kind of really hyped up like Halle Berry's character with her dogs, and then she's only in it for like one scene in the entire movie. I don't know, I just wasn't a big fan of the sequels. I didn't like either of the villains in the sequels either. The villain in the first one, Yosef, and I forget the Russian guy's name, but they were cool villains, but I didn't really like the villains in the second and third one. The third one was the guy from like the Iron Chef America, and then the second one is the Ruby Rose, and then the Indian guy. I don't know, man. I just didn't really care for him personally, but I really did like the first one. This collection, though, caught my eye because it does have all three of them, so at the end of the day, I might eventually want to rewatch 2 and 3, even though I found them very boring on my first watch, personally. And it does also come with digital codes, which is very nice, but it also comes with the Blu-rays for all three, and also the DVDs for all three, which is nice in case I need extra copies to let people borrow if they want to watch them. I really like that. That's my favorite part about getting DVD combo packs, is that I usually can lend the DVDs to people and I don't really give a shit if I get them back or not because they're DVDs. Who gives a fuck? So I really, really like that. So you get a DVD, you get a DVD. So yeah, a good collection. I would recommend it. I wish there was a nice slipcover to go with it, but it's okay. I don't like adore the first one either. I mean, I like it. I think it's a great movie, but it's not in like my top 50 favorite movies of all time or anything like that. So I don't really care that much that it didn't come with a slipcover, but I am happy to have all these movies on Blu-ray. So there you go, John Wick collection. Found this at Target. If you're interested, go check Target. But yeah, John Wick collection. The next thing I got is the brand new Harley Quinn show. This is the season 1 Harley Quinn show, and this show is really great for Harley Quinn fans, in my opinion. I really dug this show. It's very rated R. It's a rated R animated show, and it's funny and it's got a lot of fan service for Harley Quinn fans. And Kaylee Cuoco is actually a pretty great Harley Quinn, in my opinion. It's not flawless, and there's a couple episodes that are kind of they're on the down note. This is like, yeah, it's not flawless, but I absolutely fucking loved the first episode. The first episode is my favorite by far. I loved the shit out of the first episode. It's perfect from start to finish, man. I love that first episode. And then there's a couple other episodes, like the one with Aquaman, that is really fucking funny. The last one's great as well. The second one's good with fucking Penguin's son's bar mitzvah. I would recommend checking this out if you're a Harley Quinn fan, and I'm obviously a huge Harley Quinn fan. Now, talking a little bit about this, I was actually not going to buy this because I wanted to wait for the Blu-ray release of the show, but my sister bought this because she doesn't care about Blu-rays or DVDs, and she rewatched it and she didn't like it at all, and I think she just needs to accept the fact that she's not a Harley Quinn fan because she did not like Birds of Prey either, and it's okay, she can be wrong, you know, but I did like this show, and I guess that's because I'm a Harley Quinn fan. This show's probably just for Harley Quinn fans. If you're not a Harley Quinn fan, no reason to check it out, but I did enjoy it. But anyway, she got it. She didn't really like it on the second watch, and she just gave me the DVD. And when it does eventually come out on Blu-ray, I'll buy the Blu-ray and either give this back to her, or if she doesn't want it, I'll give it to a friend of mine at work who I know is interested in checking this show out. So yeah, there you go, Harley Quinn Season 1. I do hope this gets a Blu-ray release, because I would like to get this on Blu-ray, because I did like the show. It has its low notes, but it also has but when it's at its best, it's really, really good, especially the first episode, man. The first episode is fucking fantastic. I love the shit out of it. I love that it's rated R, as a Harley Quinn thing should be, man. It's pretty good. I enjoyed it. I would recommend it to Harley Quinn fans. So, and I hope we get a figure of Kaylee Cuoco's portrayal, because that would be really good. I'd like that figure for my Harley Quinn shelf. Alrighty, and the final thing. All right, bear with me with this one. This is gonna be a bit of a nostalgia of a nostalgia pickup because I couldn't resist, man. I love this movie so much as a kid, and I still love this movie. It has a very special place in my heart. You guys probably don't take me for someone who watches a lot of animated movies, but this is I have like a top 5 favorite, and in those top 5 are like How to Train Your Dragon and. Oh, and Big Hero 6 is also in there somewhere. Treasure Planet is in there somewhere. Coraline for sure. But this is also in there. Cars 2. I fucking love this movie. This was one of my favorite movies as a kid. I watched it constantly, and I think this movie gets a bad rap, man. It's a great movie. Now, it's not the best movie for kids because it's honestly really fucked up, but it is a great movie. It kind of, if you've seen the original Cars, it's a great movie. I really do love it. I only got Cars 2, but I do want to get the full trilogy because I haven't seen Cars 3 yet, but I heard it was really good. But I do want to get the full trilogy because it was one of my favorites as a kid. I loved the original, but Cars 2, this movie is just a total fucking blast, man. It's so fun. It's really fucked up though. Like there's so many, like they kill the villains in this movie are like terrorists, and they kill so many cars in these really horrific ways, like, and the cars are basically people in this movie, so I think that's why I wasn't very liked when it came out, and it still isn't very liked because it's very, very dark, like this, seriously, it's really fucked up, like, they like, the villains, they, like, crush cars into blocks and blow them up with fucking, fuel, and they... What else do they do? They tie Mater to this like clock tower gear so it'll turn and it'll grind him into a million pieces. Like they are really like it's a messed up movie, honestly. And the main character, not the main character, one of the main characters actually on the cover here, Finn Mcmissile, who's like my favorite as a kid. I fucking loved him. As a kid, I really wanted a toy of that character because he was just so cool. You have to remember me watching this as a kid. It's got a place in my nostalgia box in my brain because you know, nostalgia. But yeah, the main hero, he doesn't hold back either. He kills so many of the bad guys. Like there's this one really cool scene when he's in this alley and this car and there's like this weird elevator thing behind him and he blows him into the elevator and shoots the elevator thing and the elevator comes down and crushes the car. It is a really messed up movie, legitimately. It's very dark. It's like Invader Zim, man. But I love it, and I found this subcovered version of the movie, and I had to get it because it's one of my favorite animated movies of all time, and it has a has a very special place in my heart. Nice picture with Mater and Finn on the front there, Cars 2, and it is a Blu-ray 4K digital combo pack, which is awesome. So I have the 4K when I get my 4K TV, and it's got a great slipcover as well. So I really, really like this. I would recommend checking this out if you haven't already. It's, like I said, it is a messed up movie. So if you like watching messed up cartoons, give this one a go, because I'm telling you, it's fucking dark. But yeah, there you go. That is the final thing I got. Man, I really like this movie, man. I really do. Alrighty, and that is that. Thank you all so much for tuning in for this episode of A Sucker for Slipcovers. It was a bit of a smaller haul, but it was a lot of fun. I enjoyed it. Of course, I'd say I actually didn't pick a pick of the haul. I just realized I'm gonna give it to The Invisible Man, though. So freaking great. The Invisible Man is the pick of the haul. Definitely, yeah, absolutely immaculate film. Definitely check this out if you haven't already. Really fucking great. But yeah. Thanks for watching, everybody, and this is DK. Subscribe for more horror and DK Guillotine content, and this is DK Guillotine, signing out.